Scorpio, 2024, the month of October. It's going to be an important coming back to meaning in your life and finding that the things you do alone in your home alone time can be jump starter or lighter fluid for something to do with moving into greater alignment with joy, pleasure, meaningful creativity, purpose. But at the same time, we're still seeing that lingering story where chunky money is trying to show up in your life. And I'll explain how this looks for you in the month of October. Don't forget, if you are new to my channel, I'm using the whole sign house system, Western tropical astrology, and I am also loving to use fixed stars and minor asteroids, which you'll find a lot of that in my regular content on my channel. So give me a try. Hit the like button, subscribe, and welcome back if you are a regular. Before we go ahead and delineate your month, a quick note to file. If you want to get my 2025 videos, which are never for sale, never on YouTube, but only for sale privately, I'm going to be delineating for 90 minutes to 2 hours each quarter of 2025 for your sign. And the pre-sale price is available until October 31st. To learn more about how to get the bundle or your individual signs, check the description box below. This price won't last. It'll never be this low again. And I sell this content every single year in order to fundraise for my channel, to buy equipment, to hire staff, etc. So thank you so very much if you'd like to be a supporter of my channel and buy the product before it goes into the regular pricing in November. All right, so welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, and it is delivered to you in November. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Scorpio, let's talk about the sky in terms of the big picture story, and then we're going to narrow it down or lean it out to going through the days of the month and the weeks of the month, what's happening and when you should pay attention. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is Mars, because you're Mars ruled, and I want to give you a broad brushstroke about this story. It matters to you. Mars will spend like almost 6 months in Cancer, starting from September 4th to November 4th, and then again January 6th to April 18th. Right. And this is because of a retrogradation that he will begin to do on December the 6th from Leo back into your sign eventually. Now, here's the thing. If you are going to use this instead of be used by it, it's asking you to get all geared up, motivated, make decisions and take actions in order to move forward in a positive way in ninth house matters, because the ninth whole sign house is where Mars is traveling in Cancer all through the month of October. And he's been here since September 4th and leaves on November the 4th. It would be like, how are you going to make decisions to be highly active and action oriented around the following ninth house themes? The meaning of your life. What do you really want to accomplish? Why are you even here? It's a Dharma house. Also, the next story could be Mars asking you something along the lines of, do you want to move? Do you want to travel? Do you want to get out of this country that you're in? Do you want to explore the world? It's great for international adventure. Mars is also maybe saying it's time to win that legal battle. He's going to be your advocate, your lawyer in some legal matter, and try his best to take charge here, ninth house. Or is it time to be driving hard, passionately, and with a great deal of motivation around higher education, academics, and matters to do with learning? Those are other things he could really propel you forward in the ninth house. And while he is in detriment in the sign of Cancer, he is also flowing to your Scorpio sun, moon, or rising. Sun, career and purpose, moon, body, and home matters, and rising sign, everything about you. It is a character you're playing in the game of life. So Mars's flow to you is something you feel as very motivational, and it may be very internal and very within yourself, that you feel this sense of something's going to change and I am going to be in charge of the change. So we'll dive into a little bit more of that as we go through the month, when Mars is activating some really beautiful energy in the last week of October, but we'll wait till we get to that part. Now, other planets on the move are Venus and Mercury. Venus is moving into your sign, Scorpio, and you will like this feeling. She gets there September the 22nd, just, receiver, and she leaves October the 16th. And what it means is that you feel much more attractive, healthy, beautiful, persuasive, charming, charismatic. You get this feeling of you being really okay with reality. She is a benefic. She can make you lucky as well during this transit. It's often a time when we get a new haircut, a new wardrobe, a new set of eyeglasses, some kind of like upgrade to our physical appearance, especially if it's related to the rising sign. If it's your sun, it's a nice career glow up for you. And so get used to that vibe. She's here until the October 17th timeframe, and you can use that energy for your advantage by being willing to ask people for what you want, because your charisma and your charm offensive is so powerful when she's in your sign that people want to say yes. October the 17th, she'll move into Sagittarius, which is your whole sign second house of money, earning, savings, resources, and your financial well-being, as well as your face. Often here, she'll get you to do a facial rejuvenation or some kind of facial procedure or dental procedure to improve your smile, your face, your nose even. So if you're looking for that kind of self-improvement, you might want to use this transit every year and this time of year, October 17th to November the 10th, for improving your face. But also, you'll find more enjoyment in the things that you eat and the foods that you ingest, but you're also likely to be looking at how not to be in addictive or substance abuse modes. And that's because of an eclipse that's coming through your 12th house of self-undoing, which can eclipse addictions from your life. We'll do that eclipse story as well as we break down the month-by-month matters. Energetically, as Venus is moving through your second house, she wants to buy things that possess things that are beautiful or that are useful or that are something that you want and truly need and truly desire. And so you may find yourself wanting to purchase something during that time. And she can also strengthen your financial well-being while she's moving through your second house, Sagittarius zone of the sky. All right. Mercury's on the move. Mercury's always on the move. Mercury enters into Libra on the 26th of September and is already there, obviously, in October through to the 12th. So through to the 12th of October, Mercury is in Libra, which is your 12th house of a lot of things, but alone time, what you want to do when no one else is watching, in your isolation, in your retreat from the world. And Mercury tends to bring dream messages when he's in the 12th house. So really pay attention, therefore, September 26th to October the 12th for messages from him coming from the great beyond, from the divine, to inspire you in your dreams, meditations, etc. You may be very, very busy writing something. It could be songwriting, real writing, working on communications projects and doing that in some degree of isolation, but it will be effectively quite positive because there's a flow in a whole sign way and all through the time from Jupiter in your 8th house. And therefore, projects that involve writing, thinking, ideating, and communicating that you're working on in your quiet privacy of your life when no one is looking, at home alone, or we're on a writer retreat or whatever else, can be very much a big payoff for you financially. So look at that October 13th and November 1st as that window of opportunity. Now, Jupiter, the greater benefic, happens to be moving through your sign, Gemini for everyone, but your whole house, 8th house. And that's an inheritance transit for many people, or getting a chunk of money from spousal assets or a stock market investment payoff. It's good for the non-earned income, though other ways, shared resources with others come to you. And that can include royalty income from books or writing and stuff like that. Any kind of money you share with the publisher, you share with the shareholder of a company, you're a shareholder because you invested in a company, and business and spousal content as well. Like, money you share with your spouse or business partners. That really works beautifully for you as well. I would say to you that the way the sky opens up for you with Jupiter in the month of October could open up some really great opportunities for you financially, especially because as Jupiter moves through this part of your chart, he is going to activate ingredients connected to the October 2nd eclipse. And there can be a real infusion of money that starts up in October at about a minimum of 4 months to see some results there. He goes retrograde on October 9th, and therefore things to do with your chunky money, taxes from the past, things to do with inheritances, shared money from spouses from your past or your current spouse. Those sorts of monies are on the move. And a retrograde means looking backwards. So things, money from the past, prosperity from the past that you don't earn may be coming into your attention or back to you starting October the 9th through to February of 25. Pluto goes direct on October the 11th. Direct motion Pluto is going to finish something that you've been trying to complete in the Capricorn part of your sky since 2008. That's your third house of the younger sibling, trips and travel, skills-based learning and education, writing and communication projects, things to do with aunts, uncles, cousins, and the extended family, as well as matters connected to the neighbors and neighborhood environments. And lots of transformation in the third house has occurred for you since 2008. And now the last gasp, Pluto goes direct and gives you the last lessons and rewards October 11th through to November the 19th. Now let's break down the month, shall we, into little bits and pieces of what happens in the chronological order. Chronological order. All right, so in the beginning of the month, we see two things happening. On the 29th of September, October 1st, we have the fusion of Mercury co-joining the sun in a Cazimi energy. This is a reset button for you that really says you're going to reset matters to do with Libra, where this happened, your 12th house. Great for letting go of an addiction, the vape, the bad habit, the bad pattern, the self-undoing. Really good for commercial and enterprise, commerce, selling, marketing, in engaging countries from foreign shores, foreign lands, and foreign places, borderless income and revenue. But on top of that, he's connected to the eclipse. Oh, I'm going to show you the sky. I forgot that I'm doing that with all you guys. Now, let me show it to you so you can see what I'm talking about. So let me show you that picture of the sky that we're a little easier for us to look at it together while I delineate for you. And it is, of course, just when you want to find a picture of the sky, it missing in action, right? Screenshot, maybe. Yay. All right, so let's go and talk about the bit by bit. We have an eclipse. It's on October the 2nd, around the 29th of September, and the 1st of the month. We also have other issues going on. It says my screen sharing is paused. I did not pause my screen sharing. I am still recording. Am I? Yes. Okay, let's do it again. I have no idea what that was about. Sorry, guys. I have no idea. I'm sharing. My screen sharing is not paused. Oh my God. Now it says I'm pausing. It says I'm pausing the screen share. Let me figure this out. All right, Scorpio, you won't believe this. This is like, I'm laughing, but I'm not. Okay, so I'll try one more time to share. I actually stopped the button and I kept recording. I kept talking, think I was recording. So basically I talked for 20 minutes and now I'm redoing this over and pasting it together. And let's see what we can get done. Mischievous Mercury, what are you up to? All right, so the eclipse is happening on October the 2nd, but also infused within a Mercury conjunction to the sun. Mercury is embedded in the eclipse and a Cazimi on the 29th, 30th of September, October 1st, and then the eclipse on October 2nd. What does that mean for you? It means that your 12th house is awake and being born again into new reset buttons that could last up to a year, but certainly in the 6 weeks that follows, you might notice that you're having changes in your isolation, time alone, self-undoing, self-defeating habits and patterns, and big changes in your life connected to people who may or may not be in hospital settings, especially around the word inheritance. So I can say that just like the eclipse that happened last October 14th, this eclipse solar in October on the 2nd will indeed perhaps be a harbinger of eclipse energy, bringing you financial gain through inheritances or large chunks of money in divorce settlements. For example, this 12th house energy flows to Jupiter, who is in your 8th house. Well, it may not all be that. It could also be that you have some kind of deep, profound spiritual insight. These are moksha houses, and your spiritual life may suddenly rocket to the top, especially knowing that Pluto eventually comes back to your fourth house in mid-November. Indeed, if this eclipse brings you any kind of chunky money from inheritances, you're not likely to see that until after the middle of November. The second thing I'd say about this is you've got something you want to get rid of, a habit like, smoking, vaping, drinking too much, anything like an addiction or self-undoing. You just know it's not good for you. This is the eclipse with Mercury that brings you the power of your mind to download shifts around addictions that can be almost like grace, like, saving grace, how sweet this sound. So your ability to let go of those addictions, let go of those things that no longer serve you, that are, your own worst enemy because of them, you undo your life, those can completely blast away. Thank you to this eclipse of October 2nd. We'll be doing a whole deep dive eclipse video, so stay tuned for that. When we move into this energy of October 2nd, 3rd, we also notice that Mars is going to trine Saturn. Now, Mars is the Lord of your sign, and he will flow to Saturn here. This is good for developments regarding creative projects, romance, winning in court matters, maybe some entrepreneurial success connected to far off foreign shores and lands, publications and book publishing, maybe some major successes regarding learning and academic stories. But anytime Saturn and Mars flow, it's really about the work that's needed and the stability of endurance and perseverance to get that visa, to apply to that school, to get that book finished or published, to get that romance trip planned with the one you're with, to get that entrepreneurial story to be successful in areas around legal matters or publications. As we move forward in the month, October the 4th through to around the 9th, Venus is doing amazing things. First of all, she's trining Saturn around October the 4th. And when Venus is in a flow to Saturn, love endures and good things happen to do with love and beauty and harmony. Now, lasting peace would be good. That would be wonderful, wouldn't it? But anyway, it can't have everything we want in life. But Venus will flow in a way here from Scorpio, stealth and secrets, to Saturn around the 4th of October. And then she'll even begin to flow to Mars by the time we get to around the 7th. So all said and done, from the 4th of October through to the 9th or 10th, we're in a grand water trine. Water trines bring luck. Water trines bring fortune. Work is going to be, not work, Dharma is going to be on your mind. I alluded in the very beginning of the video that you're going to be more attentive to the question of what is your life's purpose? What is the meaning of your life? Because houses 1 and 5 and 9 are asking you to lean into the true north and the sense of being aligned with your own purposeful meaning in life. Now, this water trine is also lucky, and it's also intuitive, and it's also flow. Go with the flow. When it comes to matters to do with art, creativity, higher knowledge, learning, spiritual truth and wisdom, you've got Venus in your court. She's going to try her best to bring you some luck here. How would I use this, or how could it show up October 4th to 9th? A beautiful dream opportunity for a foreign travel opportunity that you didn't see coming, maybe also connected to your spouse, or a really amazing entrepreneurial or creative projects energy taking off, and something really beginning to take form for you, Saturn, and maybe get international attention. And if you're going to be in court matters, maybe lucky outcomes connected to court cases that do surprise you and bring you settlements that bring you wealth, surprising wealth. Those sorts of narratives may occur. Saturn is the ruler of your 4th house of home, property, and real estate. And that's also the ruler of the house of legacy wealth. And with Jupiter in the inheritance house, a reminder, this trine may begin to jiggle up to your awareness money that you could receive from a father or father figure, a solar figure, around the time of October the 4th to the 9th. Mercury will also be trining Jupiter October 7th to 9th, and Mercury is the news guy. And this is the house of hospitals. And he will be trining Jupiter in the house of chunky money and inheritances. A solar figure in a hospital setting and money coming to you through inheritance are all possible, but also something you've been doing in the backroom deals and negotiations of your life may yield chunky money fruit. I don't know what that would look like. You were working in the back end of a tax rebate strategy and it's going to pay off, or you've been researching stocks that you should invest in and you find one that's a winner and the racehorse crosses a line and you get a chunk of money. There can be some interesting news and developments around money that is coming in a one chunk, one form, right? Look for that as well. October 7th to the 9th. October the 13th to the 14th, now the sun will trine Jupiter as Mercury already did on the 7th to the 9th. It's a 1-2 punch. The sun trining Jupiter, it could lead to career endeavors or career outcomes that look really good on you. The sun rules your 10th house of career. And that could indicate, therefore, that stuff that goes on in your career and reputation space, thank you, sun, and Jupiter, yields a great deal of luck, prosperity. This could be an improvement financially, maybe a sign-on package or some kind of ability to buy money in the company, or just some kind of bonus rewards financially from some career endeavor, especially if it's involves you kind of doing quiet meetings with the higher ups behind the scenes in a work setting. Some plum position could even be offered to you. And the time of that is around the 13th to the 14th of October. Well, the sun is doing one good thing. He's also in a square to Mars. Massive need to make decisions right away, as fast as you can, about career matters connected to travel, about visas and passports connected to career, about matters to do with long distance journeys and connections to, I had to ponder that one. Connections to love, because Venus is in your house of Scorpio, your sign, and Mars is the ruler of that. So legal matters, visa matters, legal paperwork around marriage, long distance love relationships flourishing, travel with the one you're with, and long distance travel plans being needed. You need to take decisions and make actions regarding those themes, basically. Okay. And some of you could get work opportunities abroad, and you're really having to make critical turning point decisions about taking a job in a country other than the one in which you currently live or are born in. And that's really around October 13th and 14th. October 13th and 14th, also Mercury squares Pluto. There's some really difficult news that may involve the word death. I mean, just have to not lie, right? Because this is the house of hospitals. There may be the death of somebody you know involving the word hospital. Aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, and nephews, extended family members, a younger sibling. These are all possibilities. But we can also say, because, Pluto has been teaching you lessons since 2008 as he's been traveling through your third house. There may be some news or information connected to writing projects, travel opportunities, neighbors and neighborhood situations. I mean, I see the Scythe of Ceres here. She's often like a Grim Reaper-esque, and you may be making some decisions to completely terminate a location called the neighborhood. And this could indicate moving to a new neighborhood or a new country. Take your pick. And exciting, but in dramatic ways, this information may show up in your life October the 13th and 14th. October the 14th through the 15th, Venus is in good form. We like Venus to be in good form, even though she's not in a strong sign. She's creating a strong aspect pattern. So what she does is she trines Neptune and opposes Uranus. Now that's called a wedge. She'll be like over here. The lot of fortune doesn't need to be there. Excuse me, I'll take it out on the next video. That's an opposition on algal Uranus. There can be unexpected, shocking, and surprising changes in the life of your significant other, October the 14th to the 15th, give or take a day or two. And yet at the same time, rather than just being shocking or difficult or surprising, business partner, significant other, client, etc., audience and marketplace, it flows to Neptune here. The good news, are you an artist, a content creator, someone using YouTube or Instagram or TikTok? You could go viral. You could have a shocking moment of virility as Venus, viral content, going big. Venus at 26 degrees of Scorpio, opposite Uranus. Oh my goodness, October 14th, 15th, 16th. Trining Neptune, the god of filmography, video, but all the social media platforms that use moving imagery. And it's really good if any of your creative artistic projects are also musical or photography or videography based projects. Something goes big on you. It's a bit of a viral splash. Otherwise, exciting, shocking news around fertility and pregnancy coming from you or the one you're with. And maybe it's a good surprise. Maybe you're really delighted, but you may be not expecting it, right? October, if you're an entrepreneur, some unexpected, positive, shocking developments regarding entrepreneurial projects and the word audience and marketplace. Okay, positive energy at that. Making some dreams and wishes come true in the house of creativity, art, and entrepreneurship. Your 5th house. October the 17th, Venus will sextile Pluto. Now, let's clear that hot mess out of the way, just so it doesn't look so cluttered, and say Venus will move into this flowing relationship to Pluto. Now, Pluto, as you might well know, is sitting here at, the retrograde Pluto is still sitting here. It will be direct on October 9th. So he is direct by the time we get there, October 17th. And he is in a flow to Venus at 29 degrees of Scorpio. She has moved here. Well, Venus at 29 degrees of Scorpio, Pluto at 29 degrees of Capricorn. This is very a boss babe energy, but it's also very much about how you might want to see some increase of riches or wealth or power regarding neighbors, neighborhood, aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, nephews, and siblings, writing projects, and online projects. And Venus is saying, I got this. I'm with you. I'm in your sign. We can do this. It could look like you are just going to get a little bit more wealthy through some kind of, big takeoff of some creative, artistic, or entrepreneurial endeavor. Or there's this powerful transformative opportunity to enroll in a course or take a trip with somebody that may also involve romance, because Saturn, the ruler of where Pluto sits, is in the house of romance. So a beautiful opening for a transformative and very powerful power of love, romantic getaway could show up for you October the 17th. And on the 22nd of October, Mercury then moves into a flow, the god of news, to the planet Saturn. Saturn is again in the house of children and entrepreneurial stories and self-employed storylines. And Mercury by this point will have moved into, well, he still is in the sign of Scorpio. So the flow between Mercury and Saturn is going to be very important for you, and you're going to feel something good come from Mercury over here. By that time, Mercury has moved from here into here, and he flows to Saturn. So you're the one with the Mercury energy. So it's not news coming at you, it's you giving news to the world. So if your viral project took off, you're telling everyone about it. If your marriage partner or you got pregnant, you're telling the world about it. If you're your entrepreneurial business opens up a great deal of success, you're shouting it to the high skies, or you're creating new ideas around romance, fertility, pregnancy, creative endeavors, etc. And you're busy creating and generating very lasting and ideas that can go the long haul for you, plans and ideas that can go the long haul. You see, Saturn is really very much about creating the structure for your ideas in the house of entrepreneurial and creative endeavors, as well, of course, as fertility and pregnancy. And you might be coming up already with the game plan for how to deal with this pregnancy with you and the significant other. You may also be dealing with your own children, and you're giving them ideas. You're having very important and very stabilizing conversations with your own existing children around October the 22nd. October 23rd to the 30th is at a beautiful time, okay? Just opens up a gorgeousness in the sky in which Mars, even though he's in detriment, sounds like dental tissue, is doing something positive. Mars is in your 9th house, and he is in a beautiful relationship to Neptune. And this is called a trine. And he's also sextiling Uranus, which makes this a mini grand trine, which is fortunate. Basically, starting on the 23rd to the 25th, surprising, exciting news is coming from the 7th house of the audience, marketplace, business clients, and marriage partner, impacting you to do with 9th house matters. Hey, honey, I got tickets to Aruba. Hey, honey, I'm pregnant. Hey, honey, we're having a grandchild. Hey, honey, we won the legal case. Or surprising court decisions that shock you and surprise you, especially when it comes to financial payout. because Algol, where Uranus sits, is a wealth star. And at the same time, with Neptune getting involved, particularly more tightly on the 26th to the 30th, there's some sense of what Saturn, Neptune, like fantasy and realism come together in an actual dream come true, but it has to do with what the dream is dreaming into, and it's about your fifth house. And your fifth house brings you all kinds of possibilities, but one of them is some international exposure for your artistic and creative projects, some kind of beautiful outcome regarding children or grandchildren that really is going to feel amazing. Your partner in love and marriage or business is also getting into the epicenter of this energy, and they're experiencing all of the excitement and surprise of how good this feels to be in your own sky. October 23rd to the 30th, you finish the month strong. You feel perhaps grateful because Mars is the Lord of your sign, and he does flow to you, and you will receive this in a good vibe form. Well, at the end of the month as well, around the 26th to the 30th, Mercury will be opposite Uranus. That's again, what is the Algol? Surprising, unexpected changes your business partner, marriage partner, or marriage and business partnerships are undergoing. Because with Mercury sitting at the very end of Scorpio, around the, give me the exact time frame, around the 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st of October. So the last few days of October, Mercury activates this story. But you are holding Mercury in your hand. So you have announcements, ideas, and communications you initiate that are very important. It kind of creates an arrow here. I've been noticing that at the end of the month, we get this arrow formation, and it points to partnerships in business, audience and marketplace, marriage partnership energy. So look for exciting developments, unexpected but exciting and positive developments, October 23rd to the 30th. Remember, this is general bell curve astrology. Not everyone will have the same results. Results may vary. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. I will see you guys, I hope, in the future. Come back again, settle down and have a tea. Don't forget, my Sky Reader is for sale. Not Sky Reader. My All Signs videos are for sale, and the pre-sale price to October 31st. Halloween, it ends, so come get it now. I'll release them to you privately in November, probably by mid-November at the latest, but this is the pre-production pre-sale price. So check in my description box below. After that, it goes to the regular price, and you don't want to miss out on your all sign bundle or buy the version just for your sign. You don't get it yet. Your is a pre-sale. You're buying it, and I'm giving it to you in November, including a PDF guidebook for each sign. Thank you. See you soon.